thereluctanthusband.com. So the story goes that there's this group of performers. Um, some are like stage actors and musicians. It's pretty much like vaudeville. And they're traveling the northern part of the Korean Peninsula during the fall of 1928. While traveling, they come across some bad weather, just continuous rain. And so you have these performers who had to take shelter and they're not able to work. They're probably, they're obviously very far away from their hometowns. You can imagine 1928, they're not wearing the best of clothes. They're probably very hungry. And so during a break in the storms, a couple of the musicians, one of them was named Chun Surin and the other one was Hwang, they go out along the countryside and they visit this old site called Manwolde. And this is a palace or the ruins of a palace um, from the Korea dynasty, which was quite a powerful dynasty in Korean history, and the palace was destroyed in the 14th century. So these two guys are looking at the ruins of this once powerful kingdom, and it kind of relates to how their country now, has become a colony of Japan. And in the moment, Chun Surin, one of those two musicians, he's a violinist, and he becomes inspired, and he takes up his violin and he begins to play an impromptu piece. So you have these two guys, and they're probably, the image of being wet, cold, and hungry and very far from home, and still they're able to create music, which is kind of emblematic of a Korean saying of hiroera, which means joy, anger, sorrow, and pleasure. And this combination, these feelings, they bring out the emotions for song. So today I wanted to introduce this song, and the original title is Hwangseong의 덕, but it's also known as Hwangseongyetto, and it pretty much means the footprints of a fallen palace, or a ruined castle. Now, Hwangseonggyetto was first sung by a Kiseng, and her name was Shin Il-sun, but the song became famous as it was recorded on vinyl and was performed by AeRiSu. Since the song was recorded on vinyl, it became very popular with crowds, and they would perform the song as a group. And you can imagine that anytime a group of Koreans were to sing this one song together, it would make the Japanese authorities quite nervous. And so um, there were many attempts in vain to suppress people from singing along with the song. There is a story that AeRiSu, at the age of 18, sang the song, and during the third and final verse, she broke down in tears. But she was able to compose herself enough to finish the song, half crying and half singing. And it is common for singers, when performing this song, to shed a tear during the third verse. So I wanted to share the story of one of Korea's first pop songs. Hwangseonggyetto was kind of the beginning of this transition of Korean music from kukak and other traditional forms of music to more popularized songs that were able to take advantage of technology at the time, from gramophones to broadcast radio to recording, even on vinyl. I figure in the future I'll probably introduce other Trot songs that are kind of milestones in the transition between kukak and today's modern K-pop.